Hello, hello. It's Jennifer Sinceri with Stampin' Up. Happy Friday to you. Looks like we already have a couple people on. That's awesome. Hey, Shelly. Hi, Julie. Happy Friday. I hope everyone had a great week. Are we ready to start the weekend? I know I am. What a week. What a week. Tonight, I'm going to play with one of our brand new kits from the mini catalog. I love kits. They are, they are so easy to work with. Great gifts and wonderful for traveling, taking it with you on a camping trip or whatnot. So in the mini catalog on page 7, you're going to see the You Are Amazing kit. That's what this is right here. And it actually makes 16 cards. And it is a project kit. So what that means is that the stamps are sold separately. Your ink is sold separately and your adhesives are separate. You have all the other consumables. All the consumable items come with it. So it's $30 for 16 cards. Now, the stamp set that coordinates with this kit is $21. It's sold separate. It's called You Are Amazing. What I ended up doing is, because I have so many stamp sets as a demonstrator and crafter, I chose not to purchase this stamp set and just use some stamp sets that I already had that were sentiments. So that's my little tip to you, that if you really love the colors and the idea of a kit, but to pay for the kit and a stamp set is a little steep for you, go through your stash and look through what you have that are sentiments already that you could use. Now, this kit is perfect for birthday cards. It's lively, it's vivid colors, cheerful colors, but they would also make great thinking of you, get well cards also. You get the project kit directions, which shows you the designs that they have come up with. Now tonight, I am actually going against the flow and I am going to create designs that would be alternatives. I always like to show you what you can do with the card kit, with the project kit. Okay, so there are 4 designs and you would make 4 of each. Hi, Pamela. Thanks for joining me. Good evening to you, too. All right. Now, in here, you'll see a close-up picture of their designs. All right, where you can just see how they've laid it out. And the main colors to this card kit are Pretty Peacock. I pulled some cardstock so you guys can see Pretty Peacock. All right, here are the card bases. Granny Apple Green, Flirty Flamingo, and Mango Melody. I really love these colors together. Look at those colors. Aren't they just so fun? All right. And then we've got a solid. They're white inside, solid on the outside. This one has some cute little flowers, and they're all white on the inside. This one, I love these stripes. Could go this way or this way. And then we have polka dots, and this one is a little bit of foil on that, so it shines. Aren't those fun? So fun. And then the envelopes are also lined. I'm going to show you. It comes in this cute little box. So you can make up the cards and give it as a gift, already made up, or you give the kit itself as a gift. The envelopes are lined, so we have this one. I want to make sure everyone can see okay. I think everyone can see all right. Let's see. I think that there's another color liner too. Yeah, so we have Mango Melody. And then I want to say there's the Flirty Flamingo. Maybe, maybe not. I might be imagining things. I guess I'm imagining things. Just the 2 colors. Okay, let's get started. I will apologize in advance. I have had a sinus headache all day. I know my allergies have been acting up. So bear with me. Hi, Carol. I'm so glad you're here. Please make sure that you comment so I know who's here, who's watching. And I always love to see if you are from out of state or wherever you're at. How did you find me? You know, it's always fun to see where everybody's at. And just know, if you comment and share the video tonight, you will be put into a drawing to win one of the cards that I make tonight, okay? All right, so first things first. This card, I actually made my own card base. So I made a card base with Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to use some of the pieces that go with the kit. Then I created a embossed mat, and this is the Tasteful Textures, I think that's what it's called. This is in the annual catalog, mat that goes on top of our card base. This is one of the pieces that comes in the kit. It has a pretty gold foiling on it, so I thought I would use that. I also took one of the card bases and I used it as DSP. So, our designer series paper. So I actually cut one of the card bases and I'm going to use this as part of my design. All right. Then we have these pieces. This comes in the kit also. So I was going to layer that on. And then I took a white piece of cardstock and I used our stitched dies and cut a square. And so that's what I'm going to use my sentiment on. All right, so let's get started. Oh, I can hardly believe it's Friday. Like I said, it's been quite a week. Just really busy. I am working on report cards. So that's always a busy time for me as a teacher. My son had a research project on Pearl Harbor, which we didn't find out about until the day before it was due. Oh, so mad scrambling in my house to get this research project done. That was loads of fun. Hi, Jean. Hi, Deanna. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for joining me tonight. All right, and then I think we need a little bit of dimension. We need a, we're going to put some of these on dimensionals. We just have to decide what. But let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I think this is such a pretty, cheerful card with the bright colors. I want to make this a birthday card. Now, the stamp sets that I used, I pulled out these two because, like I said, I already had stamp sets that had lots of sentiments. You can use the stamp set that they suggest that they made with the kit, or use what you already have and save some money. I pulled Happy Thoughts and Peaceful Moments. And so let's see. My shape is a square, and I think I'm going to pull the Happy Birthday from Happy Thoughts and use that one. There's a Happy Birthday in this set too, but it's smaller. And I want to make sure I fill up that space. And I thought I would do Granny Apple Green or maybe Pretty Peacock. Maybe we'll do the Pretty Peacock so it stands out a little bit more. I do like the Happy Thoughts set, Stacy. I feel like there's some great sentiments in there for all occasions. And really, anytime you see one of our $1 Million Achiever demonstrators that helps create a stamp set, you know it's going to be a good one. All right, there's my Happy Birthday. I just thought of this. It's so funny. As I was stamping that, I thought, oh, you know, you could even use, we have a balloon punch. You could use a balloon punch with some of these cards. Maybe I'll go pull it and do it, or pull it and do it on one of these cards. Okay, so I'm going to glue these down. It's funny, I didn't make any of these cards up. I started playing around with the kit and laying pieces together that I thought would work. But I am totally winging it tonight, ladies. I did not really have any designs in mind. I just thought, what looks good together? And I'm kind of designing on the fly with you. I am taking a leap. Sometimes I have everything planned out, and sometimes I have an idea, and then I go with it. It just kind of depends on how my week has gone and my creative juices. I was a bit busy with report cards this week. All right, I'm putting on my dimensionals. And I'm gonna take these off. You know what? I'm gonna use this guy because then I don't have them all over my floor. Where's my garbage can? There it is. Okay. Let's put this here. And then this needs something with it because that's a lot of white. So let's see, what am I going to do with that? I've got, that's too much granny apple. We've got some of this Mango Melody ribbon we could put on it. Or I punched out a bunch. There's actually circles that come with this, but I think that's kind of takes away from this. They're a little bit too big. I think we'll try a bow and see how that goes, but I feel like I need to stamp something on here. Let's see, what could I stamp on there? Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to make my bow and see how much space I have. This is the danger when I don't have all my designs pre-planned. Then I'm live and I'm on the spot. Ah! But I guess you'll see into how my brain works. How I come up with stuff. Right? We'll just see how many cards we get through tonight. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to be making 16 cards like the kit. We'll make a few. I think to the side. I feel like we need some other color on there. It's a lot of white. Where are my little snips? I could do a little sponging on it or use my blending brush. I could do that. Or something that's really always good is little polka dots. I've done that before. Let me go grab my little polka dot here. I have on the table, I believe. Where did it? Let's see, where did it go? I had my, it's probably right in front of me and I can't see it. Where'd you go? Oh, here. Is that it? Oh, I don't see it. That's odd. I just had it. Oh, well. We will do it in just a minute. I'm going to look around my craft table, but I don't want you guys waiting around for me to get my act together. All right. We're going to put this on, and then I'm going to come back to this card because it needs some help. It needs some love. A little too plain for my taste. All right. I'll add that there. And then I'm going to come in and do some little speckling. I just have to find the stamp because it's hiding from me. All right, I'm going to set this aside. And we're going to work on the next one. The next one, I pulled a Pretty Peacock card base. And this comes in the kit. You get these little cards. And I love these tulips. Now, what I was also thinking, another stamp set that would complement this is if you have the Timeless Tulip stamp set, you could stamp and use the punch on some of the tulips if you wanted to tie in tulips on this card. Something you could totally do. I took a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock and I used one of our punches to come up with this pendant end. This is another piece that comes in the kit, a little banner, and then you get these pretty peacock and foil circles. So what I ended up doing was pulling out my other circle punches and I made other circles just in different colors and different sizes so that I would have them. And so I thought about playing with the circles and just creating more of a geometric design, something like that. Okay, and then we would put our sentiment here and make a little bow. And I thought that was a very simple and easy card. What do you guys think? Cute and easy, yes. Now we could do congratulations, we could do thank you. I need something that's going to be one line. So I think I'm going to make this a thank you card. All right, so I am pulling thank you out of my Happy Thoughts stamp set. I need a bigger block. Oh, there we go. Okay. And we'll probably do Pretty Peacock again and for our ink. And I'm going to stamp it more to this side because I'm going to have those circles on the other side. All right. And then we're going to start putting this one together. I think one of the decisions you just have to make is when to put things on dimensionals. You know, you don't want too much popped up because it has to fit in an envelope and it does go through the rollers at the post office. But so I don't usually do 2 layers of dimensionals. I just usually do 1 layer. Okay. Is that straight? Kinda, sorta. Let's lift that up. Using the tulips to kind of help be my guide. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Then we can pop this up and we'll pop up our circles here. Let's see, I might use that might be too much color. I don't think the green. Let's do the darker. I think that looks better. Okay. You like it? Oh, I'm so glad. I feel like this is a very easy kit. They don't have to be really fussy cards. This is more, I think, about quick and easy cards that are very colorful and cheerful. These are great for beginners and avid stampers because sometimes we need to make cards up quickly and we don't have the time. I'm just going to lift that up. We don't have the time to do all of the extra touches. Sometimes we do have the time and sometimes we don't. But you can still have handmade cards without putting in, you know, all the time that you would for those extra touches. That's what's great about these kits, is they help save time with the pre-cut pages. Now, I only put 1 dimensional on this because this also has a dimensional, and we don't want it to be too raised, okay? And then this one's going to need 1. And then I could probably even pull some rhinestones if we wanted a little bling on there. That's always easy to add to your cards. Okay, so there's that. Now the kit comes with some baker's twine, some Granny Apple green baker's twine. You can always make a bow. Yes, Deanna, it's a great way to use up scraps. And I think I've told you, I just keep a tub of I have a tub of my designer series paper scraps, and then I have a tub of my cardstock scraps. And they are great for using punches so that you could even have one of those little divided tubs that you could get at a craft store or the Dollar Tree that have little slots in them, and you put all your different punched shapes in so that they're already ready for you. Now I'm going to make a double bow, and hopefully, so what I'm going to do, I'll show you how. I always use my fingers, and I give myself a little tail here, and I wrap it around my fingers once, twice, okay? And then I have another little tail, so those are the two tails. I'll end up trimming them. Then I'm going to cut another piece, okay? And that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to pull this off. I've got my loops. I'm just going to pinch them in the middle. This is how I make my double bows. I'm just going to hold them in the middle, and sometimes it helps to lay them on the workspace. I'll put it underneath. Lay this piece underneath it, okay, and then tie a knot. I know some people use bow makers. Whatever works for you. This is just how I do it. And I just pull it really tight. And then if you want to double knot it, you can. Because the baker's twine is so thin, I like to do double bows when I use my baker's twine. Okay. Now, I pull my little tails forward and I hold them, and then I just trim them. And I trim them all together. So now they're the same length. Let's throw those little scraps away. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. Oh, Shelly, you were asking which one this was? I thought I said the name of it. I hope I said the name of it in the beginning. I think I did, because I showed the page it was on. It's in our mini catalog. And I think we need to trim our little tails some more because they're too long. I think this is such a fun kit because, like I said, the colors. I think that's what drew me, was the colors. I was drawn to the other one that has the purple, and I know we did a class on that one, the purple pose, or was it posies? I love purple. That's my favorite color. So I used that one first, but I really liked the colors in this kit too. Now these are little glue dots that come with your paper pumpkin kits, and I always save those. They're great for using on baker's twine because the baker's twine is smaller, and these glue dots are pretty big. I don't know if you can see those. That's pretty big right there. So I need a little small glue dot. And then we just take the little back off. Okay. All right. And so we're going to put that here. And just play with it, get it working. And there we go. What do you guys think? Super easy and fun. Oh, you missed the beginning. That's true. You weren't here quite when I started. Now, let me see if I can find some rhinestones. I'll put some rhinestones on there. I know we also have Artistry Bloom sequins. Those would be pretty with this kit because I think there's Flirty Flamingo and mango ones. I've actually got some here. Let's do those. You guys can see them. Aren't those pretty? They're like iridescent. And so I think I'll use some of those on here. But not with the cat hair. Cat hair would be bad. We don't want cat hair on our card. Not everybody would appreciate cat hair. And that ties in with our circles, I think, too. Okay. What do you guys think? Easy and cute. Yeah. And I think these are just so fun. These little tulips. Okay, there's our second card. All right, another one that I thought we could try was the polka dot card base. I cut a Matt, I'm looking for my ruler, and I think my ruler walked away, or maybe a child walked away with it. Oh no, it's hiding. I guess I was blaming the children when it wasn't their fault this time. All right. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. But which is kind of funny because normally I make them just 1/4 of an inch shorter. But I wanted to show these really pretty polka dots. I didn't want to cover up all the polka dots. So I made my mat a little bit smaller. Now you could emboss this if you want to, like I did on the first card. You can emboss it. I'm not going to emboss this one. There's also vellum pieces in the kit. So I pulled one of our pieces. They look like this one, and then there's also these that look like a tag. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me move this one out of the way. That one looks like a tag. I picked the smaller one. Okay. And then I cut another extra piece of white. And this is just a scrap of Pretty Peacock. And then this comes in the kit. Okay. So I thought I would make, I'm going to push this down. I would make that. And then these come in the kit. So that's what your sentiment goes on. Like a little talking bubble. All right. I need to pay attention to you guys. Hey, Sharon. Thanks for coming on. Let's see. I do too. I like the tulips, Stacy. All right. Looks like you guys are helping take care of each other. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I get rolling and I miss some of your comments. So thank you for helping each other. I appreciate that. Okay. Actually, this looks like it was one of the card bases because it's white on the back. So this was a card base I cut up. Don't be afraid. You can use your card bases as DSP. Yep. All right. We're going to pick our sentiment that goes on there. Now, vellum, you have to be careful with your adhesive because the vellum will show through. So I know that these mats that I'm going to create, these layers, I'm going to show a little bit of vellum at the top and bottom. So when I glue this down, I'm going to put my adhesive more in the middle so that the adhesive doesn't show through. Okay. So I'm just, and there's not really a front or back to the vellum. So it doesn't matter what side you use. See how that shows through? And that would be super ugly on your card. You don't want that to show, but it's going to not show with the layers. So that's a little tip. Be careful when you are adhering vellum. You don't want your adhesive to show. I'm going to have to take a little drink because my throat's dry. Okay, excuse me. Are anyone's allergies acting up? Or am I the only one that seems to have allergies right now? Oh my goodness. I love springtime, but it always gets me. Okay, here's that fun star layer that they gave us in the kit. So what we were saying is if you have that little tub of scraps, that really, I think, adds to your cards. Just pull out your scraps and see what you have that you can add extra layers and build onto your cards. Some people want to do the designs exactly the way they are from the kit, and that's totally great. That's why they come up with designs for us, to help us not have to think and just to enjoy the process. But sometimes we want to create and we want to think outside the box, as I say. We want the challenge. Or we say, how can I make this stretch and make more? And you can always stretch it by using up your scraps. Okay, so there's that layer. And now we're going to pick our sentiment. And let's see what the special day will bring. That's from Peaceful Moments. That's kind of nice, huh? Or this one says, thinking of you with all my heart. And it's a little bit smaller. I think we need the bigger stamp to fill up that big bubble. Should I do Granny Apple Green? You guys are still cold in New York, I bet. Let's see, I don't know what our temperature was today here in Sacramento. But we did have sunshine. And I don't have to have the heater on anymore. I actually had a window open today in the house. I'm just wiping off my stamp, making sure I don't have ink on it. I'm using my Simple Chamois. This is in our annual catalog. And I just have it in one of our blank stamp cases that we sell. Okay. All right. Hopefully I got that clean. Yep. All right. Okay. It's a little lighter than I like. It's a little lighter. It might be a little hard to see, but no. Do I want to bring that up a little bit more or not? Because I've already got a layer on there. Maybe I shouldn't. Don't want it to be too thick. Okay. I always do a lot of bows on my cards, but some people don't like bows. This could be a great card for a teenager. It could be a masculine card even. You know, it doesn't have the flowers on it like a lot of the cards do. So we could leave it the way it is, or we could add a bow to it. So it's totally up to what you would want, who you're going to give it to. I think it's a great card for a teenager. So I might leave it that way. What do you guys think? Should I add a bow or not? Does it need a bow or not? What do you guys say? Bow or not? Now I have some of my gilded gems, and because there's gold, we could put some gilded gems on here. Or we have colored rhinestones. Maybe the rhinestones would look better. No bow. Bow. No bow. 2 no bows. Oh, Deanna, that's cool. Your grandson and his family live in Sacramento. Oh, how fun. All right, let's see. I'm actually in a town called Elk Grove, which is about 15 minutes from Sacramento. Oh, the cat's on the table. He's going to join us. Stacy, can you guess which cat? She's been to my house. She knows my animals. Which one is always into mischief? Okay. There, I put a couple little rhinestones on there. And I think we'll leave it. Yep, you're right. Percy, Mr. Percy jumped on the table. Okay, so that's that card. And then I decided to do one with the flowers. So this comes in the kit, this piece. Okay, just like this. I didn't trim it at all. Oh, he's on the table again. We might have to put Percy on a timeout in the bedroom. Goodness gracious. Okay, Percy is in my bedroom, so we can play without distractions. Okay, so this comes with the kit. This is one of the original card bases from the kit. This is a card base from the kit that I cut and I'm using as DSP or cardstock, I guess, cardstock. I just cut it down. You wouldn't have to do that. You could have used some cardstock that you already had. I ended up using the card base for something else and I had this as leftover. So I thought I would use it up. And then I'm going to have that layer. And then all of these pieces are from the kit also. So you've seen this one before. We've got this one. There's this piece and this piece. So this is all from the kit. The only thing I did was cut a card base apart. Okay. Let's start layering. Okay. I have to say, like I said, I really like these colors together. I feel like they are so cheerful. Okay. We're going to layer this one. Okay. Now, we've got this guy and that. And then we've got the lighter color, and then we can put a sentiment on that. Okay, what do you guys think of that? They're, like I said, these are very simple cards. Simple and easy, and it doesn't take a lot of time. That's what makes this so great. And they still have a homemade touch. They don't look manufactured. Okay, now we'll probably raise some of this up. So I think we'll raise the last two pieces up. I'm thinking. It's always my dilemma. How much do I want to raise up? Or where do I want all of that raised together? Or just these raised? I think we'll just do the little ones. So hopefully you're seeing how easy it is to work with our kits. When we've got a project kit, you are welcome to purchase the stamp set that coordinates with it, but you don't have to feel obligated to do that. You may already have stamps that you can use. And then that saves you money. We're going to make this a Thinking of You card. I'm using a sentiment from Peaceful Moments. I use that stamp set a lot, the Peaceful Moments. And I'm going to use Pretty Peacock ink. Sometimes, I agree with you, Pamela, sometimes simple is better. And everyone has their own style. I tend to do more stepped up cards, but sometimes you don't have the time for that. And you still want to have fun. You need to be creative and have an outlet, but you maybe only have so much time. And so these kits make that easy. I also think they help a beginner stamper see that this is not something to be intimidated by. You don't have to have all the fancy gadgets and be able to do stamping. You can start out slow, use the basics. Stampin' Up really promotes simple stamping because simple stamping is really ink, paper, and stamps. And they want everyone to be able to feel like they can be successful with this hobby. All right, there's that. Very easy. If you want a couple blings in there, these are the holiday rhinestones, and they are in our annual catalog. And I'm just going to put a couple of the, I guess these are mango colored ones, because they match that cardstock pretty well. Okay. And I always do sets of 3. There's that card. Hi, Carolyn. Glad you could join us. Okay. So that's card number 4. Are you guys still hanging with me? What color is the yellow paper? It is Mango Melody. Mango Melody is the goldish color. We have several different yellows. Does the ink dry quickly? Yeah, I would say so. It is water-based dye ink. I just stamped this and it's already dry. It's not smearing. Yeah, it dries pretty fast. Yeah, I think the only time I've had smearing is when sometimes if you use tuxedo black ink and you use watercolor pencils or any aqua painting with it, this is not the type of ink you want to do with it. This is going to fade, and you'll want to use what we call our StazOn, which is permanent ink. But with these water-based ink pads, these dry really fast. Now, alcohol-based ink dries even faster, and that's what our stamping blends are made of. But yeah, I've never really had issues with this smearing. Unless, I will say, unless I have re-inked my ink pad just recently and it's really juicy and there's a lot of ink in there, it will smear and it'll take longer to dry. So that's something to be conscientious about. All right. I do like the Mango Melody with the pretty peacock paper. I do. I also like it with the Granny Apple Green. Okie dokie. All right, this card, again, is a bunch of layers, you guys. I made really quick, easy designs tonight. I wanted you to see that quick and easy can be cute, too. So, this is a regular card base. This is a scrap of white paper. This is cardstock, so you can see this cardstock matches that card base. They're the same color. That's what I love about Stampin' Up, is that everything is color coordinated. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Then this is one of the card bases, and I cut it down to fit this. Okay. Then I took one of those tag pieces that was vellum, and I actually just cut the tag part off. I didn't want it to look like a tag. Okay. And that's just there for a layer. This was a scrap. And then this is one of our pieces from our kit. And here's my sentiment piece. So again, a very tailored down card. I've got a lot of layers on it to give it interest, but I think that's pretty. I think it will work. Okay. I just turned it over. I didn't need to turn it over because it's the same on both sides. Silly me. Although, if maybe you were using a piece of scrap paper and it had something on one side, you would want to make sure you hid that. Okay. And our next layer, I wanted that white, crisp white layer in between because I really feel like it makes this pop. The pretty peacock is a dark color, Sometimes I think it looks more wintry or fallish, but I feel like the white around it really makes it pop. It has a crispness to it. So let's think about some things that I've said that maybe you've learned. Don't be afraid to cut up your card bases. You can use your card bases as paper. Use up scraps. If something's really small, it's not going to be worth it. But it's okay to save those scraps and use them. A lot of these things tonight that I've used are scraps. When you're gluing down your vellum, again, put it in the middle where it's going to be hidden. Don't put it on the sides where you're going to see it, because vellum will show through. The adhesive on vellum will show through. And let's see. Oh, now another cat jumped up on the table. What is it with you guys tonight? Huh? You just got to be where the excitement is, huh? Oh, now it's Miss Leia. She's feeling brave tonight. Okay, what kind of card are we going to make this time? That's a bigger space. I think we'll do wishing you every happiness. And I think we'll do the pretty peacock ink, because I think the others are going to be too light, and that's my dominant color. I know the cats can't be left out. I used to put them in the bedroom before I would go live, and then they started to behave, and I didn't feel like I had to, but apparently now we got to go back to that because they're just so curious. They want to see what I'm doing. They want to join the party. All right, I think I'm going to put these together and then pop that up with my dimensionals. Ah, it already went down there. Oh, man. Ripped my paper. But that's okay, because that part's not going to show. Be careful when you're putting that down. That wanted to stick right away. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more there because the adhesive got ripped off. All right, we'll try again. I was trying to make sure I had the same amount all around, and it already stuck. There we go. Now we might make a little bow for this one. Maybe we'll do a baker's twine bow, or we'll use some other ribbon. Okay, I'll take those little guys off. I love how they all stay on there, and then I can just throw them away. Love it. Isn't that cute? All right, I've got Granny Apple Green. We could use that. Or we have the Baker's Twine, which seems a little small for this. Or we've got the Mango Melody. What do you guys like? I don't think the Baker's Twine is going to be best. Granny Apple Green or Mango Melody? What do you guys think? Which one? I'm leaning more towards Granny Apple Green. What do you guys think? Green. Jeannie says green. One vote for green. Pam says green. Green, green. Oh, okay. Green is unanimous here. That little tool I used, Deanna, that is called the U-Pick tool. I use it all the time. It's in our annual catalog, and you get the pointer, okay? You get this end, which is putty, and this you can use to like lift up sequins or little beads with. They'll stick to it and then you can pop it on here. So that's what this end is used for. And then there's also a little scoring embossing tip that you would use to score. It's got a rounded ball end and you can make your creases with it. Yeah, and I think you get all of that. I think it's like $10. I use it all the time. Sharon says mango. Sharon, unfortunately, you got voted out. Sorry about that, friend. All right, we're going to make a bow. All right. So cute. These colors just make me happy, you guys. I love these colors. Oh, so pretty. Isn't that cute? Yes, it is very handy. And I feel like it's a good value because you're getting, you get 3 different tips with it and they just screw on or off. All right, we're going to use glue dot for this one. I want a bigger glue dot to cover that ribbon. You could use the smaller ones, but I would suggest putting several on there. Okay. There's the bow. And you could put some rhinestones on there if you want or not. I don't think it needs it, but if you wanted to, you could. I think it's a happy card the way it is. All right, next card. Let's see, what do I have? What else do I have? How about this one? Let's do another tulip one. I think I'm going to emboss this piece. All right, so I'm going to emboss this one. I'll be right back. I'll show you how I emboss for those of you that maybe you don't know how we do that. So this is the old, what we call Big Shot. We have a new machine now that's called the cut and emboss machine. And it's actually smaller, which is amazing because it saves you space. But I have the old one and I'm got my platform in there. These are called embossing folders. So when you put your cardstock in here, you'll see that there's a texture, and you add pressure, it puts an impression of that design on your cardstock. All right. And then I'm just going to use the embossing plate. Let me get that in there. And then we just crank it. Super easy. How do you tie your bows so nicely? I don't know. I think I practiced. But I just do simple bows. Like there are some bows that are super fancy. And I can't make those types of bows. My hands don't work that way. I just make my little loop and I make my other loop and then tie it together. Okay, so I just put some embossing texture on there. I think that really snazzes up the cards too, adding your embossing. Okie dokie. And I like that they're the same color. I think it just adds a little, we just see a little bit of it peeking through, and that's fine. I don't always like to cover up the embossing, but just a little bit showing through gives this some interest. We've got a lot of layers. Okay. I'm just making sure I've got an even amount around. Making sure that's all glued down well because the texture sometimes needs to really get pressed down to stick. All right, this is that cute tulip. Maybe we'll stamp some tulips on this one. I hadn't planned on it, but last night I was laying in bed going, oh, the tulips would go real well with that. So I pulled them out today. I cut this piece out with our Stitch So Sweetly dies. Isn't that cute? It looks like a little doily. I don't know that I'm going to use this piece if I'm going to do the tulips. So let's pull our tulips out. This is totally on the fly, ladies. I wasn't going to do tulips, but I think it'd be really cute with this card because of the background paper. Okay, so I am going to put a tulip on a block, and we need some stem. We need a stem for our tulip. It can't just be floating in the middle of the air, right? I'll show you how we're going to do that. And then maybe we want a smaller tulip. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to move this out of the way because not all of this is going to fit, and I'll show you what I mean, because the stem is too long, right? It's too long. We're just going to show part of it. And let's do maybe Flirty Flamingo and our Mango Melody. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my larger tulip head, and this is photopolymer, and so you want to make sure you press down, let it soak in. Isn't that pretty? Oh, see, I had ink on my hand, and I just got ink right there, so we're going to have to fix that. Oh, I can show you a great tip. Actually, I'm glad that happened. So, how many of you ever get inky fingers like I do? And then you get ink where you don't want it? Grab an emery board, okay? An emery board. And just carefully sand the ink off. And it will lighten up. You have to be careful because you're wearing down the fibers in your paper. You're sanding it off. But it's lightening up, isn't it? Just doing light little circles. There you go. All gone. All gone. Isn't that cool? Go to the Dollar Tree and grab some emery boards. Keep them in your stamp room or your craft room. You could also sponge on it. You can cover it up. Sometimes I stamp on top of my boo-boo to hide it. Yep, you could do that. Okay, I just inked up another tulip with Mango Melody. And we'll do that one. And now we're going to add some stems. And we'll do that in the... You didn't know you could do that, Carol? I've shown you that tip, I think. All right. I'm inking up my stem. Okay, and then we'll do this one. All right, there's our tulips. And now we need a little sentiment. And make this a birthday card. It's cheerful. Okay, happy birthday. I think that's pretty. Pretty, pretty. All right, let's pop some dimensionals on here. And we'll probably do a bow on this one too. Oh, I tell you, I gotta take some Sudafed. My poor head feels like it's gonna explode. I hate that. We've got all these pretty blossoms on trees right now, though. I think they're cherry blossoms. I don't know. They're white. Some of them are white and some of them are pink, and they look gorgeous, but I'm thinking they're what's causing me havoc. Oh. But they look like popcorn on the trees. They're so pretty. All right, and a couple of these on here. Maybe we won't do a bow. What do you guys think? We could do a little baker's twine bow, maybe. I know, aren't those tulips so cute? This stamp set came out last spring in the mini catalog during that season, and then it carried over. It has a matching punch, so you could stamp on cardstock if you want, and then punch it out. So it's in our annual catalog now. It carried over to the annual catalog. I don't know if this is going to be around still. Our retiring list is going to be released March 25th. So that's from the annual catalog. Any products that will be retiring will be on this list. And as soon as that list is released, if you have things that you wanted that are on that list, you're going to want to order them as soon as possible because they sell out so fast. Once there's this urgency created, everybody buys stuff up and it makes things sell out. Now, we already know, because I did a video previously on our in colors. The in colors, the colors that I'm using tonight, this pretty peacock is one of them. It will retire. That color is not going to be around anymore. So your cardstock, your ink refills, ribbons, any embellishments, you want to stock up on that stuff because that's too big, because it's not going to be around anymore. I actually already bought my re-inkers and I ordered some cardstock. I may actually order some more because I actually love all of these in colors that are going to be retiring. I actually like them. At first I was like, Sometimes when they come out with these colors, you think that they all have to work together, but they don't. So the in colors, you know, are going to retire. Then there are all the DSP will retire. They never carry DSP over. So all the DSP from the annual catalog will retire. Sometimes ribbons and embellishments retire. Sometimes they don't. And then there are certain stamp sets that retire. Some will carry over, some won't. Now stamp sets, they usually can guarantee the stamp set until the life of the catalog. If there are punches that sell, that are going to retire, those sell out usually fairly quickly. Punches are pretty popular because they're easy. They're less work than die cuts or dies. So that's just my little tip with retiring items. I would go through the annual catalog. That's the thick catalog. I would go through it and make a wish list and decide what items do you love from the annual catalog. And then when the retiring list comes out, check to see what is on the retiring list that was on your wish list. And then I would place my order soon, because you don't, once it sells out, I've learned this the hard way. If something sells out, yeah, I might be able to buy it on eBay, but I'm usually going to pay 3 times the price I would have on eBay, because once it's retired, that creates an urgency. It's harder to get. And so it's more expensive on eBay. Sometimes you can find things on retired Stampin' Up! Facebook groups and demonstrators that are clearing out their stock so that they can make room for new stock. And sometimes you can get pretty good deals that way, but you may not always find the stamp set that you were in love with. It just depends. So that's my little advice to you guys about that. I'm wondering if this tulip set will stick around or not, because it was in a mini catalog and now it's in our annual catalog. And they don't usually keep stamp sets around a long time. Okay, there's that card. I think the tulips were a good addition. Okay, and let's see. This one's going to be a simple one, but we need something on here. Maybe we'll do some mango tulips. All right, this one is not as fancy. We're going to use one. This gold strip came in the kit. The card base is from the kit. I'm using just a scrap of cardstock, and then I made a white die cut just like I did on the last card. So I think I'm going to put this here and then this one here. Very simple, but we'll do some stamping. Very simple. All right, I think I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. I'm looking at the clock going, oh my gosh, it's already been an hour. We've been stamping for an hour, ladies. Can you believe it? I've been gabbing. All right, I'm going to pull my mango. Let's do some more tulips. I think tulips are one of my favorite flowers of springtime. I love daffodils and tulips. My grandmother was a gardener. She had a beautiful garden. And I got my love of gardening from her. She would take me out there and let me dig in the dirt and show me how to repot things. And she loved bulbs. She had tulips growing all over the yard. Bulbs galore. She had tulips and daffodils and hyacinth. Do I want to do another big one or a little one? I'm going to do 2 big ones this time, but the second one's going to go a little bit off. Like that. And let's put our Granny Apple Green stem. We just need, ooh, okay, now look at this. I'm going to have to mask this. I'm going to show you how we do that, because if I stamp my stem, it's going to go right on top of my flower, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'll show you what we'll do. All right, I'm going to just rip this. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I'm going to cover up that flower. So now I can stamp my stem. All right. Let's cover that up. And then I need to move this over a little bit so I can get my stem at the right angle. Oh, I needed to go a little bit more. Doggone it. Oh well. Nice thing about clear is you can see where you stamped and go back over it. All right, I think that's as close as it's going to get. That's fine. That's called masking. You're learning some really neat things tonight. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. All right, is this one? That's too big. We're not going to use that one. Let's do, what did we do last time? We did happy birthday, wishing you happiness. How about we'll do a thinking of you with all my heart. And what color ink should we do? I guess we're going to do another pretty peacock because that seems to be the predominant color with our mango. And mango would be too light for our sentiment. So we'll do the peacock. All right. That makes me happy, Jean. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're learning stuff and having fun. That's what this is all about. I just, I love stamping. I love paper crafting and being creative. It's such a good outlet for me. It helps relieve stress. It's how I relax unless I'm gardening or reading a book. And it's something that I can use to help bless other people because when I make my cards, then I can send them to people. I love that. So it doesn't just benefit me, it benefits others. And I think that filling out cards, getting happy mail, writing a letter, it's a lost art. People don't do it as much as they used to. And I know that when I get a real card in the mail, it's so exciting instead of a bill or ads in the mail. I love to get real cards. So if I love it, I know other people do. And where did you go? Where did those sequins go? I had them. Where did those sequins go that I had? I have so much stuff on my table, you guys. It's like blending in. I just had those sequins too. Well, let's see. We got gilded gems. We don't want little hearts. We got rhinestones, rhinestones. They gotta be here somewhere. Or not. Maybe I'm not supposed to use sequins. Oh, poo. I'm moving stuff around. They're probably hiding right here in front of me and I can't see them. Don't you hate that? You feel like you're going blind. Like, where did they go? All right, I am going to make a Mango Melody bow. This was actually left over from one of the paper pumpkin kits. All right, so I just made a loop. You guys asked how I make my bows. I just made a loop. And I'm making another loop. And then I just cross them over. And pull. Then I play with it and I make it pretty. This is like, what is that stuff called that when you're sewing, it's like bias tape or something. It's really thin. It's not really bias tape, but it reminds me of it. Okay. That tail wants to curl up, but that's okay. I'm going to put it like right there. And doggone it, where did those see? That's bothering. Do you guys lose something and you're like, where is it? And it like bothers you. Oh, here they are. I found them. Yay. They were on the other side. I didn't look on the other side. Oh, Carolyn, I'm so glad. Yeah, emery boards have saved me many a time. I get inky fingers, you guys. Look at my fingers. Even though I try and be neat and tidy, I still get ink on me. It never fails. Even when I'm in the classroom, because I use Expo pens a lot. And I end up getting Expo pen on my fingers too. Like, how does that happen? I don't use my hands to wipe. I have erasers for that. But it gets on me. Okay. I really like this mango. I don't always use it. It's a very bright color, but spring seems to be a great time for it. Use some of these artistry blooms, sequins. I need a smaller one. Let me put this one back. Let's get a smaller one. It comes in a pack with a couple different colors. And I love them because they're self-stick. Okay, there's another cute card. Isn't that sweet? I know, as soon as I stop looking, that's when I find them. All right, I think I've got one more here. I've got one, and then we're calling it a night, ladies. I'm getting punchy tonight. All right, this one's easy. Easy peasy. They're all easy. Easy peasy. And this is from the kit. This is a card base that I cut down. This is regular cardstock that I used. I was just using what I had. I still have card bases left over. Remember, there were 16 in this kit. But I stretched this life of this kit out by using up scraps I had or card bases I had already cut up. Okay, then I pulled one of the vellum sheets. We're going to figure out what we're going to do with this. I think let's do it on the side a little bit. Okay. And we'll put a cute sentiment in there. All right. I have to figure out how many cards we made tonight. I have lost track. Have you guys been keeping track? One of these cards is going to go to some lucky person. So make sure you shared the video and that you commented. Oh, you just got the tulip stamp? Oh, you have to use it. Do you have the punch? I always say if it has a matching punch, you need the punch. Gotta get the punch. I love punches. I go for punches first before I do dies usually. You've only used your tulip set once, Stacy? Okay, I think you need to make some Easter cards with your tulip set. That would totally work. Now remember my tip about vellum? I'm placing it where I want it. Maybe you can't see it because it's clear. I don't know. I don't want it to show, so I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put my adhesive over here because I don't want it to show. I'm just going to flip it over and voila. Because it shows the adhesive and you don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, now we're going to put this here. And then this guy will go on top. So we have to decide, what are we going to lift up with dimensional? Should we lift up the whole peacock piece or just the circle? And then we're going to make another, I think we need a bow on this one. Okay, so I'll make a bow. You guys tell me. This may inspire you to use your tulips. You better be inspired, girl. I've got to get crack-a-lackin' to my Easter cards. I've been busy making stuff up for our classes. I'm like, I got to get some Easter cards made. I need to do a class on Easter cards. Easter will be here before I know. Actually, I do have a class now that I'm thinking of it. One of our classes, it might be the next Friday class, I am going to use these two stamp sets. I just so happen to have them on my table. So that's one of the classes we're going to do. So I'll use some of those cards I make as my Easter cards. Yay! Problem solved. but I'll need more than just the ones I make. I think I like Easter just as much as Christmas. I don't know. I think as I've gotten older, I just love Easter. Again, I credit that to my grandmother. My grandmother used to create like a little Easter land in her backyard with all the flowers. Obviously, it must have impressed me as a child. We would always get dressed up in our Sunday best, go to church. Then we would go to Grandma's house and have Easter dinner. And we would go in the backyard and go for our Easter egg hunt. And I just felt like her yard was always this magical place. She would put little bunnies everywhere and have like a banner out in the backyard. And it was just so pretty with all the flowers. It must have really impressed me. And now I love Easter. I would say I don't know if I love it as much as Christmas, but because I love giving gifts. But I love the colors and the springtime of Easter. I already have my Easter decorations up. The last day of February, I took down all of our winter decorations and Valentine's Day decorations, and I decorated for St. Patrick's Day and Easter together. So I have one little area that is St. Patrick's Day, and then the rest of the house is Easter. I have bunnies and ducklings and eggs around the house already, with leprechauns and shamrocks. I know, kind of crazy. But that's how we roll in my house. I want to enjoy it. We're not going out as much, and places are still closed here. We're not eating out in restaurants yet. We're just opening my school up. We just voted to do that this week. So my school is going to be opening back up for a hybrid model. We're not going to be opening full time. I've been doing distance learning at home all school year with my students. And so we're still closed up a bit here in California. So I'm enjoying my decorations. I hope to work in my yard this weekend. We'll see. My husband said it was supposed to rain, and I don't know. We need to get some new soil to put in the garden beds to replenish the nutrients. I didn't have as good of a tomato crop as I have had previously, and I think it was because we forgot to add new soil. It was just too depleted. So we're going to do that, and then we'll plant our seedlings. That is just curling up like that. I don't have it right now, but what I would suggest, if you have this thing happen with your ribbon, just wet your fingertips. Make sure they're clean, that you don't have ink. Just wet your fingertips and then just kind of press it, and it'll help undo that curl and it'll lay flat. Or you could put a little glue dot there and that'll hold it down too. Couple tricks. Couple little tricks. We're going to put those pretty sequins on here. Maybe I want to put the sequin, I'm lifting it up and put it here so we can see it better. Okay, done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, let me show you what we got. Oh, your tomatoes didn't do well either. Maybe it wasn't just me. I had a lot of zucchini. I had hardly any tomatoes last summer. We had some peppers. Okay, so can you guys see those cards? I'll move this up. There's those. I guess I did mostly horizontal cards tonight. I was on a horizontal kick. That's so funny. I only made one upright card. Okay. This one I needed to go back. I need to do something with that one. Pam has a beautiful yard. Oh, how fun. We did 2, 4, 6. We did 8 cards tonight. And they're so cute. Look at how happy and cheerful these are. You are most welcome, Deanna. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. I did. Maybe you will consider purchasing the You Are Amazing project kit. Excuse me. Like I said, it makes 16 cards if you do it the way it is, or you can play outside the box like I did. I'm running a special for the month of March, so anybody who places an order during the month of March is going to get a free gift from me, which will be some Stampin' Up! Product. Or if you decide to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me, you will be getting a free gift as well for this month. So you have the entire month. Please use this host code for any orders that are under $150. And what else? You'll want to place your Paper Pumpkin order to subscribe by the 10th. The 10th is the last day to do that, to get the next kit. On my business page, you will see the sneak peek picture of this next kit. And I told you there's a free gift in it from Paper Pumpkin to celebrate their birthday. So you get extra goodies in that kit. What else? I think that's it. I haven't decided what we're going to do Tuesday. I've been doing fun folds lately. And then I know Friday is going to be Easter cards. I think it's Easter cards. I have to look. I know it's something, Easter's coming up, so it's soon. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Oh, look at, here's that stamp set with the speckles right there. I told you, Stacy, as soon as I stopped looking, it'd show up. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. I will post pictures of these cards so you can see them up close to get some ideas. And I will, hopefully, Lord willing, hopefully see you Tuesday. Take care. Be safe. And I will talk to you soon. All right? Okay, bye-bye.